Northeast Current on the ION Network. My name is Golembiewski, and I am on location at 279 Bar and Grill in Plains with former Hell's Kitchen chef, who is actually the co-executive chef here,
Yes.
Barret Beyer.
Yes.
And I'm converted. I like shrimp.
Converted her over to shrimp. Now we're going to go for fish.
Oh, this is a big step for me. A very big step for me. So, kind of excited.
Don't be scared. Okay, so what we got here is a piece of Chilean Sea Bass. We're going to do it over a red beet risotto, which basically what I did was I had everything prepped before you came here, because otherwise it would literally take an hour.
Right.
So what I do is I boil the beets for about 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
And then what I'll do is I'll take them out, I'll peel them, and I'll dice them up into little small pieces.
Okay.
Now what I do with the juice, the water that I boil them in, is I'll reduce it until I get pretty much beet juice.
Okay.
Because I want to add that earthy feeling to it. So
right.
Beets right now are, the fruit that, the vegetable to have. It's winter. It's, it's that time of season, and you try to stay seasonal with some of the ingredients that you do, because it's always not going to be the freshest if it's, winter time and you're getting strawberries.
Right, right.
So what we'll do is we'll first get 2 pans on, because we're going to do them both at the same time.
And by the way, these are not beets out of a jar. You actually did them yourself.
No.
These are the real thing. You don't do that stuff here.
We don't do jar thing here. No, we do everything fresh. We pretty much make every single thing on our menu from scratch.
Right.
And we change the menu every single week, so we keep it interesting for everybody.
Risotto is definitely one of my favorite things, and so is red beets. So.
But you're gonna love it then.
All right.
Salt and pepper your fish. What you want to do is anytime you have a fish or a scallop or anything that's a lot of moisture in it, you want to pat it dry first, because if you put a piece of wet fish into a hot pan with oil, it's going to splatter up all over you, and you're also not going to get the sear that you're looking for in the beginning. So you always want to pat it dry, see all that moisture that came out. That's what you want out of it. All right, so a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Do it right on this cast iron.
Now, why are you using cast iron for this?
For the fish?
Yes.
Just like the way it cooks on it. It gives it, for me, it gives it a nicer sear.
Okay. And there's my favorite. I love risotto.
Always want to get your pan hot before you add anything to it, especially if you're going to do a risotto. What you do is, with the risotto, you can do it a couple different ways. What I do is I parboil it, because I was doing a big batch of it last night. But you can do it in a pan. You just got to keep adding liquid to it. Okay. It's not like rice where you can just cook it all the way through in liquid. You have to add liquid a third at a time. So you do a third of whatever liquid. It has to be hot as well. You can't put in cold liquid, otherwise it's not going to cook. It's going to turn to mush. Okay. And what kind of liquid do you add to your risotto? What I do is, to keep it that white and that creamy texture, I do vegetable stock and heavy cream. Okay. Now that that's smoking, hot enough, put the fish on, season the other side. Seasoning, seasoning, seasoning. Always got to season flavor. Very important. Just want to basically leave it on there for maybe 2 minutes. It's a thin piece of fish, and it cooks very quickly, so you don't want to go too much. You don't want to overdo it. You can always pull it off. I'm going to add my beets into my risotto. I don't think I have ever had risotto with beets in it. No? Very interesting and creative. It is delicious. All right, I'm going to add some of my beet juice. Color is so pretty. It's pretty much cooked. The way I did it, I cooked it about 80% through. Wow. That's the kind of sear you want. You want like that light brown caramelization coating on it. Right. And then with the risotto, you just want to add you don't want to put too much liquid in. You want to let it cook out and absorb into the rice. Right. It's going to give you all your flavor. And that fish will be done way before the risotto will. So what I would do now is just pull this off. And what we learned on Hell's Kitchen, which always got to taste your food, because last night I was doing a demo with the red beet risotto, and I had somebody helping me, and I didn't taste it. And then I wound up putting a couple dishes out, and it needed more salt. Like, it was just a little bit too bland. It wasn't earthy enough for me. Right. So, you live and you learn. You always got to taste your food, especially when you're doing risotto, because you don't want to serve undercooked risotto. You don't want to serve overcooked risotto. Right.
And this is another really simple dish.
Very simple. I mean, risotto you can get at Stop and Shop, you can get it at Price Chopper. You can basically get anywhere. That's good. Now, need a little bit of salt. What I'll also do is add a little bit of heavy cream, just to give it that little bit of a creamy texture. Make it turn a little bit pink, and then to finish it off, mascarpone cheese.
Did he just say what I thought he said? He
Yes.
did. He did. Oh my goodness.
That's going to basically bind everything together. It's going to make it kind of like ooze onto the plate and just create a whole nother world of flavor for you.
Oh my goodness. Well, what inspires you to come up with dishes like this?
Sometimes when I'm just bored and I go to the supermarket or something, I just walk down the aisle and I just start grabbing things off the shelf and say, what can I do with this?
Wow.
So I mean, what inspires me the most is I have a house in Long Island, New York that I go see my daughter at, and then on my days off from here, and then when I'm working, I'm here. So in both houses, I don't have that much food.
Right.
So when I go home, it's like I open up a refrigerator and it's like if you see my refrigerator, you'd be like, how are you eating right now? But I see a meal. Like I'll open up the cabinets and I'll find this and I'll find that, and I'm gonna just throw things together and
Just come up with something.
next thing you know, you got a great dish. So.
You actually have a talk show as well, a radio show, podcast for CLNS
Yes.
Radio.
Triple F with the chef.
Yes, and you said that that's Thursdays?
Yeah, it's on, right now I'm doing it on Thursdays. Usually start like around 10 o'clock, 10:15. And I have different celebrities come on. I had Diamond Dallas Page.
Oh, wow.
He called in by accident. And then he does like this yoga thing. Like he was like a WWF legend, and now he's doing yoga. And he was schooling me and Anthony, my co-host, Chef Anthony Rodriguez. He was schooling us on yoga and like nutrition, and
Wow.
it was unbelievable.
Great. It's a newer show. Once again, it's on CLNS Radio, and
Yes.
CLNS is near and dear to my heart as well because I
Beats and
actually
Eats. Beats and Eats.
Beats and Eats is what you do when I do Race Talk Live. That smells amazing.
It's delicious.
Wow.
I don't cook bad food. It's really hard for me to cook anything that doesn't taste good. Simple.
Look at how
healthy.
pretty that is.
And then what you want to do is just for Christmas we'll throw a little green on it.
There you go.
So you do a little herb gremolata.
Now, what's a gremolata?
It's basically oil, parsley, garlic, a little bit of lemon,
Okay. That is pretty.
and that's it.
All right, so he converted me with the shrimp. So let's see if he can do it with the fish.
I know I can.
It's so pretty. I don't know, I'm kind of nervous, but kind of not, because it smells really good. And I know fish is so healthy, that's why.
Chilean sea bass is it doesn't have the fishy taste that you think it would. I mean, it's more
Right.
of a buttery, flaky white fish, and it's very good for you.
It's actually pretty good, and I'm not just saying that. It's really good. That does not taste like what I think fish tastes like, which is why I don't like fish, but oh my gosh. Do you do private parties? Can I have
Absolutely.
you, I was going to say, I could hire
Yeah.
you to come to my house to make this?
Yep.
It's very good.
I mean, I do dinner parties for people in Long Island. I've hosted a couple, like where, a couple has 5 of their closest, husbands and wives come over. It's 10 people, and I do like a 3-course dinner for them, and it's pretty much, it's only a little bit more expensive as if all 10 of them went out to eat at a restaurant. They get to do it in their own home, and good company. They're comfortable. They just have conversation. They just get food brought to the table. It's awesome.
If somebody wanted to do that, how can they contact you?
They can go on my website, chefbarretbeyer.com. They can email me at chefbarret@me.com, or they can go on my Facebook page. I have like 3 of them. So I was given one by Fox, and then I had my own. Just Google Chef Barret Beyer, 1T, you'll find me.
So there you go. We had such a great time today, and you converted me. I am like really, I can't believe this because
I can.
I like the confidence. That's a great thing. For Northeast Current, it's the ION Network. My name is Holly Golembiewski. See you next week. All
Like you're
right,
not even
sounds
there.
good. All right. Yeah, that would be good.
In 3, 2, 1. Action.
Great.
You gotta try this.
Okay, so do you really?
All right. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. I like this better.
3, 2, 1, go for it.
Welcome into Northeast Current on the Ion Network. My name is Holly. Oh, sorry. Let's try it again. She told me 3 times to ignore it.
I mean, you got to do your best. He's a tight. Can I curse?
No, I'll bleep it out. It's okay.
We can bleep it. All right.
3, 2, 1. Action.